Now looks like I got a skeleton behind me. Welcome back to the STBN server, everybody. Yeah, I got my little heads there. I've been getting a ton of those bad boys. I got 41 so far. But that has absolutely nothing to do with today's episode. I know. Anyways, so last episode we were kicking the crap out of the storage room. Did a ton, and I mean a ton of work over there. Now we're taking a break, not from redstone, just from the storage unit. I haven't even moved anything over yet. Staying away from it for a couple of days, and when I get in the mood, I'll just kind of, start running things back and forth and organizing the chests and get everything the way I want it to be. But what I'm doing today is I'm actually going to start stocking up all the potions that I have. I started that auto potion, at least half a dozen episodes ago, and if I'm going to be making all the potions, I need something to be able to get me some Netherwart. So we're going to start by doing a Netherwart farm that I guess we'll pay homage to Etho on this one. I mean, it seems like I do a lot of stuff based off of Etho, and sure, the guy's a genius. What do you expect? But what I'm using from him, it's not so much the design on the farm itself, it's the block update or the detector that he uses. And I'm trying to add my own little spin to it, and I went through a little bit of a process of, I don't know what you would call it, just more or less 8, 9, 10, there. I went through a process of trying to figure out how to piece the whole thing together and what it would look like and all that kind of stuff. So here, you know what? I'm going to take you guys into one of my creative worlds where I just kind of... This one I actually should have done in my redstone world, but I kind of just did it in a random creative world. So give me 2 seconds, I'll bring you guys back and I'll take you through the thought process of what I went through, and then I'll show you what I did to the one that I got. So I'll be right back. Alright guys, so we're in, like I said, one of my little creative worlds. It's a brand new one I started. I was playing with the flying machines over there. That's the cocoa bean farm right there. That's the designs for the redstone city, using some of the redstone lamps, finding different ways to use those. And then we got this here. So this is actually Etho's design. This is exactly what he built. So push the button, piston goes, and then over here he's got like a little bit of a 9-tick delay, so 4, 4, and 1. And what happens is when this block gets pushed over top of this here, it provides power to this, sends it into this over here, connects over to this, goes over to this, and then finally pushes it back. What that does is the amount of time it takes for this to push out and come back is the amount of delay that we have here, which then allows it to push back. Because if you had this delay set like that, when you hit this button, it won't be able to push back. So that's the problem that you get. You have to actually wait for the delay to allow this piston over here to be able to be pushed back. Well, yeah, it's not going to work now because I already screwed it up. There. Okay, so the first design that I came up with, I wanted to do some way of semi-automating it. So I came up with this design here where using the minecart tracks, you kind of ride the rail and you go through, using pretty much exactly Etho's design. So let me remove all this stuff here. And you can actually see this is Etho's design right here. Basically that goes into this though. I made it into a repeater. Yeah. Made it into a repeater, goes into that block, goes back in around there versus the dust. Tried to compact it, as you see, didn't really work. It's 2x3 there, and over here 2x3. So didn't work very well. So it ended up being 5 wide, and now you got to go out 3 more. It's 8 wide. If you take those off, it's 7 wide, and you're talking like 14 long or something like that. So it was a pretty big build. And one of the problems I ran into is when you're going down this, you can't always necessarily hit this with the Netherwart when you ride the minecart. So this came to the second design. Looks almost identical, but one thing I changed is I ended up putting the soul sand in the ground. So now it's actually level. Instead of sitting up like the one is over here, this one lays flush. A few more changes I want to attempt to do, which I may or may not do right now. I think what I might do, is my computer doing something, is something like this here. If I can take this and move that down so that this block can sit flush, because right now, again, this is still getting blocked, so it's always not 100% placement when you ride the minecart. So if I go here and grab some tracks, just put those back, hop into cart here, and you'll see what happens when I push this button. What's happening, the button is actually connected to the redstone here, which provides power to a piston that is underneath here. So right there, there's the piston right there. So what we're trying to do is take the power from the rail and move it down into the piston. So by putting that there, you can see now the line's straight. If you put that button back, when you power that, it pushes the minecart down, but it also does the Netherwart. So when you go through, bounces you back, you come back. But watch when I go down and I try to plant. So you're going slow, perfectly fine. Going faster, there, I missed one already. So now I'm going to have to go back just to plant that one. There we go. So it can be a little tricky, especially if you're trying to do it on the way down and on the way back. There, you can see right now I missed 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to have to come back on that minecart to plant at least 5 more. And I'm okay with that, to be honest with you. So for me to have to push the cart back and, you know, ride it one more time to have a semi-auto one, I'm okay with that. And then I can get out here and, well, walk my way down these stairs, and there we go. So that's the design I came up with, but what I changed over here is the way that it actually hooks up. So this is a take on Ethos design, except I'm using it for both pistons. So in behind here, let's get in here. Now you'll see this is actually where the soul sand is, and that's the torch like he has over here. So right, that goes over top. Still the same thing, but now there's only one dust in the middle, and it goes into a block which powers that line and sends it out to both of these here. So this is actually going to be your delay. You have 4 ticks on that one in there. There's 5 plus 4 more is 9 for that one. 5, 4, 9 for that one as well, and that actually just powers the rail system up here. So that is the design. It compacted it quite a bit from, you know, doing a 2x3 on this side, a 2x3 on that side. It was getting obscenely large. So now we got one that's 5 wide and probably, let's say, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 long. So relatively compact. I'm sure there's ways that you could make it even smaller, but this is the semi-auto version, so this is what I'd like to build on the server today. So let's head back to the real world, I guess you could call it, in Minecraft, and we'll start building this thing. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright, so we're back on the vanilla server, and I've got the 2 bits of soul sand laid out, and you can see what I mean by digging it out so it actually sits right in the ground. One other change that I thought I was going to do as well was add lighting to it, because I didn't have any. That could make things difficult. So let me just take those 2 out, because here, take that out, and that all is going to go, put a block in there. Need our redstone. Dang it. I forgot redstone dust. Okay. I'll go in there. I'll sleep as well, so we have some daylight. You can see I got my beacon going down there as well. Unfortunately, it's only giving us haste right now because I needed it to dig out that huge room. Something like 32 by 32. It was awesome. Redstone dust. And then we'll just take a stack. Boing. The other thing I gotta get doing is killing a bunch of cows. I gotta find some cows and breed them and then kill them all because I need, oh god, probably another 100 pieces of leather at least for all my item frames. Okay, so we'll get back to this. Get back on track. And this is actually going to be for everybody, so it's not just specific to me. And so let's see. I'm going to have to remember what I actually did, too. Because I know it comes down from here, down to there. And down to there. I wonder if I could probably do it. I probably could do it this way, too. And then put the rest as regular tracks. And I believe as long as I've got the button in the right area, the redstone should connect. Oops. Yep, there you go. So that's actually doing one thing. So there, I've further compacted it. It's even smaller now. Woo, look at me go, look at me go. So this is the cool thing with experimenting with things. So you see someone's idea, and you don't just have to steal it and go, oh, that's my idea now. You take from it, and you learn different things from it. That's what I've been trying to do over the last little while, was just trying to learn on how to do things better in Minecraft. And, I mean, like I said, I just started playing this about a year ago, and coming up on my 1-year anniversary soon. To put this back down. Let's just put the dirt. Yeah, I'm coming up on a 1-year anniversary, and I still feel like there's so much more that I can learn about the game. And I mean, it's not like I'm ever going to be total pure professional, but by watching some of the older YouTubers, and I don't mean older as in age, I mean ones that have been around for some time, you can learn a lot from them. Alright, so I'm going to put that on 4, that on 4, that on 4, and we may have to adjust this for server lag, but I hope not. I hope not. And now we can probably just throw that right up on there, and do one more there, one more there. And this is going to be where the minecart, oh, well, I might actually have to go one higher, just because of the fact of the redstone torch. That's gonna head right here. I was hoping that wouldn't happen. Yeah. Alright, so that's gonna actually have to go here, which means I have to go even higher. Or maybe not. Give me that. We'll go like this. One there. I have to go higher up there. Take this out. That goes there. We'll get our tracks out. And that goes there. That goes there. Woo, look at us go. Oh, I'm right in a hole. You bugger. Alright, let's get out of here. Alright. So, that's the mess that we have so far for pretty much the entire build. Like, that's, I'd say, pretty much it. It's coming back. And now all it is the aesthetics. So, I mean, if you want this to kind of just look like it did, we'll take some of the grass. And yeah, I can cover that over. And I can cover that over. Cover that. There. It's like I wasn't even here. So there you go. That's the farm. And all I put the blocks on the side for is if you're putting Netherwart in here, and you leave the side like this open, the Netherwart shoots off in every direction. So that just helps to contain it. Now, if you were to put half slabs, that will work, but it still has a tendency to explode. So, excuse me. What I'll do, because you can put it right over top of everything that you see here, and fill the whole thing in. And it's entirely up to you what you want to do with the rest of this part here. Like, it's not mandatory that you put the blocks here. It's not mandatory that you put the glass on top. It's your own personal preference. I just find that with the blocks along the side that it makes things a lot easier to contain. And when I was doing my testing, because you're supposed to get 20 pieces of Netherwart once you run through this, every single time I was getting 20, except for once I got 19, and it actually ended up down in here. So that was one little glitch, which even with the blocks covering it, really, you couldn't do anything about it, unfortunately. So, you know what, I'm going to take this off. And we'll just kind of put this up like this, right there. And I'll need that down the side. Come on, right there. And then what we're going to do, we're going to start finishing off that auto potion room. I'd love to be able to get all the potions, basically. For lack of a better term, like, I mean, I really just want all the potions. That's what it really comes down to. I just need a couple stairs. This will just finish this off. And then we can go get another wart, because all I have is 3 stacks, and that's not quite enough to, you know, last for a while. So I thought if I make this farm here, this is going to basically get me going. And what I can do, get rid of the rails, put the glowstone on, and I also have some light, or what do you call it, glass. So for the lights, what you can do is probably, every other is going to be excessive, but you could do every second. Yeah, that works. So you got 3 there, and then what did I do? 1. And then we'll just do the opposite here. So we'll do 1. And then give me this back. There we go. And we'll do 2, 1, 2, 1. There. So now we'll have ample lighting in here by all means. And sitting in the minecart, because you're going to be lower, you're still going to be able to reach these, I hope. If not, I'll just raise these up 1 more block. And then that's what I'm actually going to do with the red glass, is probably be careful where you put that red glass as well. Because if you put it too low, you either won't be able to get in, or if it raises up like over here, if you were to put the glass right up here, sometimes it won't let you come back down. And you might know that from when you've done nether tunnels and stuff like that with carpet. If you got the carpet too close to a raise up or a raise down, then you can't always get your cart back down where you want it. So we'll put that in there. Come on. There we go. There. So we're officially stuck in here. Over here. These we're not going to be able to keep. I'm sure we could put 1 here and it wouldn't do anything. But again, coming back down may be an issue. So we can try that out anyways and see. So there. I shrunk it down even more. It's still as wide. It's 5 wide, but it's not as high, and it's a little more streamlined on the bottom. So we'll do some testing on that and see how it actually goes. I'll let you guys know in another episode how it goes. But we'll go and grab the Netherwart now, start planting some of that, and I think that's going to be pretty much it for this episode here. I'm going to probably just do a little bit of cleaning up and stuff like that around the base, and getting that storage room started to be sorted out. I'll show you what I've done with the first chest, just so you guys have an idea as to what you're supposed to be doing. So I put diamonds in this top chest here, and this is what you're going to have to do with every single chest. So you're going to have to section it off to what you want to have in it. So I plan on getting a ton of diamonds. So I allotted like, I don't know, 37 slots for it. And same with blocks of diamond. I got 4 slots in diamond ore and an emerald. And then what I'll do is I'll continue to go down and do gold. And then in the next one, same thing. Do the iron with the iron ore, iron blocks, all that kind of stuff there. So, yeah, I put some more lighting around. There's not one torch anywhere to be found. Finished off the little bit of the obsidian that I missed in there. So everything's actually working out pretty good. I have the little door here. I might put a piston door in here, just like a 2x3, and leave it the way it is, or I might even do a 3x3 with a hole in it, just so it's nice and simple, but it also will keep mobs out if they happen to come by. We need to go to the potion room. Taco, your head's in my way. Alright, now we'll head down. So I need to get some Netherwart, which we only have that much. Ooh, not much, not much. And this is actually going to be coming out. Like I said in the previous one, this whole thing here is going to be moving to the other side. That actually belongs right there. Alright. Yes, and I'm going to be transporting the items from down in the mine over to the new storage system. So we'll head out here. We'll plant this off. Look at the beautiful sunset. Yeah, we actually had what they call a super moon a few weeks ago now. It was where the moon, it happens like every 18 years, and it was where the moon was the like 14-15% larger than it normally is. And also, I should have brought a minecart. It's also behind the earth, so it doesn't get the lighting that it normally does, so it goes red. See, there's the problem right there. You see how that hitbox got you? So might end up having to remove this and move it up. I think that's going to be a thing, so I'm not going to bother leaving it. I'll just move it up one, and then at least that way it's done. So anyways, this is it for the episode, guys. Like, if you want a better tutorial, more specific or slowed down a little bit, I mean, I went in pretty good detail today, especially in the creative world, and I just wanted to show some of my thought process, because a lot of you guys don't get to see what happens off camera, and, you know, I just kind of have these ideas, and you're like, where did you get that idea? And it's because I play around with things, so when I get an idea, like this cocoa bean farm, and what it is I actually saw a design. It was on Overcraft, where I was about 8 months ago, and they had a design like this for the 2 tall flowers for making dye, and without this piston here, but they had something very similar in the middle, and that's what this kind of triggered off. Then I saw FedEx's video about his, with, I don't know, like 6 pistons and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I like to try these things, but, you know, I just kind of fly by. You guys get to see the end product. You never actually get to see what goes on inside my noggin kind of thing. So I hope you enjoyed this little bit of an inside look, I guess you could say. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Take care.